lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. Best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me for. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. Inside your self-righteous symphony, I would rather let this go than to bring it up again.
What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Burly Fishing Podcast. It's Thursday. We're live. And we got some solid guests tonight that I'm pretty pumped about because we're going to introduce to you some new stuff, some custom stuff. We're going to make some custom stuff together. Bear with me now. I'll explain it in a second. But we have Corey and Kelly from Super K Jigs. Corey, Kelly, what's up, dudes? How we doing?
Good.
All right. Well, we're going to talk all sorts of bait stuff. And if you guys want to make jigs or learn about making jigs or see some cool custom jigs, this is your episode. So you might want to subscribe, smash a like, ring the notification bell, or maybe throat punch the notification bell. You know, whatever you want to do.
That's new. And
yeah,
and
it's
you
new.
could even neo stab.
Drop kicks?
You
Are
could
we drop kicking?
We could double leg drop kick. We could what is the Kill Bill close vicinity punch? The little 3-inch punch. You could do one of those. Bust out of the coffin when you're buried under the earth. Anyways, so we're gonna get into cool stuff like that. Chaz has just posted at the top here in chat, my chat folks, a link to superkjigs.com. Well, rather a message, but go to superkjigs.com and you can use the code BURLY10 Burly10 tonight. You get 10% off your order, even if you want custom stuff. Helps us out of the show, shows Kelly and Corey that we do stuff and you buy jigs and you guys are cool. And that is awesome. Thank you. So let's make a custom thing. What do you think? Should we make it? Oh, yeah. And that code, by the way, Burly10, thank you, Chaz and Kelly, for coming out, is good until midnight next Thursday. So get your orders in before midnight next Thursday. You help us out a lot. P.S. You guys want to become a member? We do have a members only live coming up soon. And we're probably going to tag team that with the new t-shirt launch. So the next t-shirt that we're going to be making is Flip Around and Find Out. And it's just a sick black and blue jig on a shirt. It's like highlighted really and stuff. Cool. It's gonna be sweet. So if you want to see that design before it goes live, be on that members only live, which is, what day is it, Paul?
5/17.
5/17. Yep. So very soon. Very soon we're gonna be doing that. 2 Tuesdays away. So Tuesday the 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you are a member, you are invited, and we will call you in on Discord and put you on video if you're a part of the Snorlax crew. And if you're not, don't be silly. Upgrade that membership. Also, if you want to know more about that, just click join down below. Super chats are on. First person to give me $1,000 from super chat, I will drill a hole in that transducer right there on live. That is Paul's new transducer.
It's not funny.
Like
the words you're saying. No, I've already done it. It would have been funny if I hadn't have already done it, but I already did it, and I had to go buy a new one. So stop. I mean, just stop. Like,
it's going to be funny for everybody else.
This
but
part
you.
of the show
I'm okay
was
with
fine, and now it's not. So
okay, we're having fun now. I should have said 10,000. Somebody might even do 1,000 just to see that happen. But hey, man, it would be paid for. Like, don't worry about it. I got you. I'll order your next one. It's on me. Anyway,
he's gonna cry. He's gonna cry.
When he did it,
you know what's amazing?
When he did it, he messaged me. Yeah. No, I gotta say what happened on my end. So
before we get into this, I want to set the stage because not everyone has heard this. So we bought some electronics. We are maybe going to touch on them very briefly in the show outside of this. And I was like in a rush last week before the show installing because like my kid was hanging out with me and like there was no supervision. So I was just like trying to put on the cover for the transducer. I actually already had the transducer mounted and I was trying to put the cover on. And right before I put the cover on, I was going to drill a hole right next to the transducer to zip tie it to a plate and then put the cover on. And so I had like it was like bolted to the plate and I didn't even think about it because I thought, well, if I'm close, it'll just sort of move the transducer. And I went right through and the drill bit went right through the transducer. I smelled burning. I like, wow, that really went through fast. And then I'm smelling burning plastic. I'm like, what is that? And then I turn it over and my drill bit's coming out the other side. And I was like, okay, cool. But I filled it with marine goo. I filled the Hulk entirely with marine goo. And then I kid you not, it still works. It worked just fine. Had no issues. Unreal. So
moments after this occurs, I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida for a business mastermind. And I'm doing business things and exhausted. It's like 11 o'clock. He texts me. He just goes, first I saw the Instagram message where he messaged B Dooley, the guy that helped us get these and like helped us get like a wholesale discount and like hooked us up because he's the best man ever. He messages him and he's like, so like, what would it cost me to get like another transducer if I needed one? And that got me going like, wait, what? Why? We have transducers. And then he texts me right after that and he's like, so I just drilled a hole when I wasn't paying attention through my transducer. And I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. And he was gluing a new bumper keel guard that we got from Burly Pro. You guys will see a video soon. He was gluing that to the front, like goes right on the bow of your boat, right? The keel. And we had glued it with marine goo, and then we throw our microphones at our computer, and then we stick it like onto the kayak, and we were using just the weight of the kayak like tilted off of our kayak stand to like just hold it down.
The point of the kayak is like touching the ground, and the back end of the kayak, and it's a 300-pound kayak.
It's heavy.
The butt of it is just like resting on a kayak cart. And I tried to like
fell.
Well, because I tried to like move the cart like 4 inches to the left so that I could close my garage door, and the whole kayak with a $700 battery on the back of it, just boom, 4 feet right to the ground, or 38.5 inches right to the ground. Battery bounces right out of the kayak. Thank God it was in the box. I about lost my mind. If there was another human awake in the house, dead.
Yeah,
for sure.
He goes, I just walked away and I won't look at it till tomorrow. I was like, good idea.
I was cursed, man. Cursed.
Oh, man. Good. He deserved it. And also, the offer stands. $1,000 super chat. I will drill a hole in his brand new transducer. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a completely custom.
We are not going to do anything.
No, we are going to make this right now.
Kelly
ourselves, and we're gonna Amazon air transport it to Kelly. So Kelly is going to make it, and we are going to choose the colors at random. So basically, I'm going to pick a number between 0 and 200. And Paul's going to pick a number between 201 and 400. Chaz is going to pick a number between 401 and 618. And whatever colors we end up with, that is what we're going to have Kelly make as far as a brand new. This is the Klaken 2.0, right, Kelly?
Pretty much, yep.
Sweet. All right. So, and Paul, right? Why did you write X3 on there? Are we making 3 of these? 3 completely custom ones?
Yeah, we're doing 3 times, right?
All right.
We're making 2 jigs.
2. That's what I had.
2.
Jeff told
there
me
we
3.
go. So 2. I didn't say anything. Okay, so we're gonna pick these numbers twice now. Don't take his side. Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go. Okay, so before we pick these numbers real quick, I want to say thanks to Tom Allred, not Alfred, for being a part of the Burly Bunch Elite. Says, love this custom Super K crappie jig. What trailer? So real quick, Kelly, Corey, what trailer for the crappie jig would be your go-to?
Well, I think a really good matchup on that one would be something like a black with blue flake. Would go really well with that.
Any specific plastics?
I mean, Corey and I are both huge fans of Menace Grub style trailers. Their versatility is, I mean, unlimited.
Love it.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a great color. And then if you want something light, you can do like a pearl smoke with that black flake in it. And that also, if you look at like white crappie lakes where there's a lot of white crappie, that'll really lighten that bait up. You can, some of those crappie colors, you can go really dark with the black, make it really, really black. And you can, add some white and make it really a lot brighter too. So play around with that. Just those 2 colors would get you through.
I dig it. Nice. Hot tips. Then we got Lance Likes to Fish. Welcome to the Snorlax crew. He also dropped us a super chat for $2. Back in the Snorlax fam. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Okay. First jig. I will go first for numbers 0 to 200. My number is, we'll say 102.
Ooh, you're going to like that one.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Interesting pick. I already had my number picked out. 399.
Classic move. I like your style.
Yep.
All right, Chaz.
It's like betting $1.
613.
What was it, Chaz?
613.
613. Okay.
All right. I like it.
There we go. So that is the first jig. Now the second jig, we're gonna roll again. So 0 to 200. I'm gonna go 69.
Yeah, obviously.
Nice. All right.
That was nice. I'm gonna go with 2, 4.
He's really thinking about why are you thinking so hard?
299.
299.
Getting technical.
420.
420. Okay.
I had no reference. I got nothing.
It took
good.
Paul like 30 seconds to subtract 100 from 399. That's the real problem here.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one go because you're a guest. If that was Jeff, we'd be having words.
Oh, would we have words? Transducer. All right, so
it's okay. Mine works. I don't
even need a drill hole in it. See if I care. Okay, so we got to name that second jig though. It's going to be Burly Fishing 69420 at AOL.com. Thank you. So
yes, I like it.
All right,
you have a jig.
We got a jig, and if people like it, it stays on forever. So you guys will find out what those jigs look like here, because Kelly's gonna make them. Are you making them on the show, Kelly?
I would tie them up right here. Once we get going, I'll just run over, grab the colors, and.
Gosh dang! All right. So this is gonna be really fun, you guys. So we just picked out at random 3 sets of colors for 2 jigs, 2 Klacken 2.0s, which is, if you don't know, they're bladed jig. And the 2.0 has a brush guard still, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So it's a bladed jig with a brush guard. We've used them a ton. They're absolutely fish catching machines. And I really like the way that the blade is attached. I think you guys will like it too. And you're going to see them at the end of the show. So we'll put them all together. Well, I keep taking the credit for Kelly. So
it's kind of weird that you do that.
It's really weird.
You switched away and you got accurate, and then you went back to like where
you tie 2 jigs one time at like midnight while drinking bourbon, and all of a sudden all jigs are credit to me.
And don't use any of the footage.
Nope, never got used. But all right, so Kelly is gonna make these up for us. We'll show them off at the end of the show. All right, cue of the D. Let's roll.
All right, so Q of the D. I like this one a lot. I recently ran into this. Which one, you guys are from the Midwest, as Midwesterners, which one of these situations gives you more anxiety? Mowing before it rains, or snow, or shoveling right after it snows? Which one of those scenarios makes you more anxious?
Geez, I don't think either one. I don't mind doing them at all.
It's not about minding. It's about like, here, let me set the stage for you. All right.
It's whenever you shovel right after the snow, it's going to snow more. I know that.
100%. But if you're headed out to work for the day, you can't leave it, because then you'll put tire tracks out on your setup, and they'll freeze
to your driveway,
and you won't
forever.
get them off unless you go get like the steel flat shovel, and then nobody wants to do that at like 7 p.m. because it's been midnight for 4 hours at that point.
That's what the garden torch and the propane tank are for.
Yeah.
You see, so you got to do all these other things. So for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, the rain thing happens so often that I've had to like remove that stress from my life. So I'm gonna go with snow. That's my answer. I get more anxiety about getting the snow off the driveway than I do about the lawn. But I will say this: it's gonna rain. My daughter's first birthday party is tomorrow. My wife actually mowed the lawn today. So how about that?
Wow.
Tomorrow then.
Lap of luxury, guys.
Right?
Lap of luxury.
Oh man, I would for sure say the snow, because if I have to shovel it multiple times in one day, I'm just not gonna.
Jeff lives on a 77-degree incline, so
yeah, I do. Shoveling that thing is so bad. I can't even do like the plow where you like put it in your hip and you like run with it, because I will literally tumble over it when I catch an edge. I'm done.
Oh, boy.
Backing up his driveway is actually difficult, like because it's so steep. Like I feel like I'm gonna gun it right through his garage.
And someday you will.
I will. Probably. Right when you need a new garage door. All right.
You gotta get the snowball started and just let it roll down the hill.
There you go. I mean, You know, if it's sticky enough, we can do that.
Gravity's your friend until you have to walk back up.
My kids literally all winter long sledded down my driveway. So that's how steep it is. That was our best sledding hill.
You need to attach the plow to the back, just a puller plow for the kids, and push them down. Let them pull the snow with them.
Yeah, you're in the country.
There we go.
Jeff.
There we go.
All these things are at your disposal, and like you won't get arrested for them.
It's true.
Pima 63 goes, Paul, are you going to remow your lawn? My wife's actually pretty good. I think my father-in-law instilled a healthy fear of missing a blade of grass, so she actually did a pretty dang good job. She didn't blow the clippings off the driveway, and she didn't edge, but we were on short time. She did it over lunch, basically. So again, nothing but applause from this side right here, especially right before Mother's Day. Who the heck's doing that?
Nobody. My wife already packed her stuff. She's going on a trip this weekend.
She's like, later, nerd.
She's like, I'm not coming home from work tomorrow. I'm going straight to where I'm going. Bye. And I was like, all right, cool.
Dude, insane. All right, so let's get the show kicked off here. So what I was actually curious about this because I heard recently that there's still snow on the ground in the Dakotas. And I know they're like not planting corn and stuff right now. So what I'm wondering is, what fishing season is it right now in Wisconsin?
It's already summer now. It's gone to summer.
Oh, really? You guys have
winter
already
to summer.
We just turned yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yesterday, 60 degrees, and it got sunny. So now it's on to winter again.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's because it's insane. Like Michigan has had this really weird, like lingering winter where like it won't let go. Like it will not let go, and
we can't get our water temps up. Our water temps are so low. They've been so low for so long.
We're like barely getting over 50 in like the ponds. Like I'm talking
49,
like the home.
It was 49. Yeah, on one of the home waters we hit the other day, and it's not like a super. There's a few deep spots, but there's a lot of trim water in there. It was 49 degrees. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it just started to come up. Like last week, it was mid 40s on the river system over here, and last night we fished a little league last night, and it was already up to 50 on the main channel and 55 in the backwaters, roughly. So it warmed up fast. I mean, they started biting. Then my partner went back today and caught another one that they're just moving in now. Seems like so.
Yeah,
just got summer.
You're not fishing top water, but it is basically you're out of spring water.
I caught a couple with a fluke on the top last night. They were going to the middle ones were going crazy. Like it was not very big ones, but we caught a good amount of 10 to 13 inches back there, and caught a couple bigger ones. But that they were chasing that fluke, and they were coming after it even like on top. It was pretty surprising. So
hella jealous. We have not seen much action at all. Like we're doing all searching the last couple.
That was the first fish we caught. The first bass was yesterday, and we caught a handful of them. So that was fun.
Dang. Well, the cool thing is we did get the Panoptics out, and even though Paul's had a hole in it, it worked. So we're able to use them all day. And I used my Panoptics wrong for probably 2/3 of the day. But then we. As in Paul figured it out. We're back
to this we again.
I just a little 10% of the credit. Anyways, we figured it out. I mean, when you don't read instructions on something, all right, you guys hear me out. I understand it comes with a whole booklet. Whatever. I didn't need that. Threw it away immediately.
Or recycled that.
All right. Also, Rocket Blades. Did you just upgrade? I didn't even know you had an upgrade yet. Look at this guy. Snorlax crew for Rocket Blades.
Here we go, man.
He's the gosh dang dude right there. And I didn't exactly specify that at the beginning of the show, but if you guys are on the Snorlax crew membership, then we are sending you a shirt for free. All you got to do is fill out a form with your address on it, and we will pay for everything for ya because we love you. But for the rest of you, if you don't want to do that for $10 a month, totally fine. Then you can buy the shirt because it'll be available as well.
Make your own
so we
choices.
did with our nerd shirts. I mean, whatever. We'll do the same.
I love it. All right, so I actually have a question about jig tying because like there were a bunch of questions that I didn't get to ask last time. Are there jigs where you're like, God, please don't make me tie 30 of these? And are there some jigs where you're like, Yes, please. I have no problem whipping
Just
up,
burning them out.
2 dozen, of these ones. Because
Yeah.
the one I was actually my favorite jig, like the one that I get the most excited to fish is that Sparlock, the flipping jig, which I know it says it's a flipping jig, but like that to me is the most, it's actually one of the more flexible looking, like usable jigs that you've got.
Oh, very
That's just
versatile. Yeah.
my opinion. But it's got the lock, the screw lock, and it's got a short shank. And I imagine that is an SOB to try and be tying up. But I don't actually know. So because it's got the weed guard, like there's no room in there at all. So I was wondering, like, what's the worst one that you like dread when someone places an order? And then what's the one where you're like, yes, finally, I get to tie the easy ones.
So the harder one, so like the lion's mane, like that burly baller,
my other favorite.
that one's, that style's a little bit of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I throw 2 tabs on, then I got to trim it, then put the rest of the material on. They're not hard to tie; they're just time consuming. The deep bluegill is another big time consumer. Lots of parts and pieces in that one. But then you get the stuff like river white. It's 3 tabs of the exact same color. You can bang those things up with your eyes closed.
Nice. Which one? What do you get stabbed the most doing? I imagine you have like your thumbs are just like made of like iron. Like I assume
all
that
his,
you
all his
open your
fingertips
beers,
are
you're just
thimbles.
like I just assume that's how you do that.
Actually, the thing that gets me the most is the wire keeper while I'm tying.
Really?
That's up, and that's where all the work is going on, is right next to that thing. And I have been punctured by those more than hooks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to dislodge one of our jigs one time, and I sometimes if they have it really good, I'll punch the jig.
Yeah.
And I literally punched the jig, and the keeper stuck in my hand, and I was like, Lindsay, and my wife was with me. I'm like, look at the jig is in my hand. It's the keeper. It wasn't even the hook, and I just popped it right out. But it was, like, oh my god, she thought I was hooked. Yeah, they can be little nasty things. Those little pieces of metal.
Yep.
So.
Dang. I mean, I stab myself regularly, and I don't even make any baits. So I would imagine you guys probably stab yourself at least half as much as I do.
Yeah.
Every single unboxing we do. I'm like, cool, a 3-hook jerk bait, my nightmare.
Do you know how many times I've been filming a video and had someone had to leave someone has to leave a comment like, are you bleeding? And I was like, yeah, that was before I realized I was bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at this bait. It's just blood. Like
we're just gonna do a thumbnail one time, and it's gonna be like our face, the Christmas tree of jerk baits. And we're just like, I don't know what happened. I was unboxing it and just
I couldn't.
Some of those hooks are sharp. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, didn't it, Mr. Bass put a swim bait treble through his thumb on live?
No.
You remember that?
Really?
He definitely did. He was the person I remembered getting the most severely stabbed. I always just get like very lightly stabbed. Lightly tapped is what I like to think of it as. Yeah. Those trebles are just saying, "Little, how you doing?" And Mr. Bass put one straight through his finger and had to like remove it, I think, on live.
Yeah, mine never comes through on the callus area. Like it's never right here, and it's never like right here. It's always like right at the top of my thumb.
It's like where are you
place
tender?
Where I'm always getting like what's gonna hit bone fastest? Bam, and that's
I'm going there.
Getting. Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. So another question I wanted to ask is I was a little like musky season. So you got the guys at Taps and Tackle up there. What is musky season in Wisconsin? I have no idea because I'm assuming it's water getting a little bit warmer like later on, but I actually don't know the deal.
So the musky season is actually split into northern and southern zones.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly sure on the dates. I think southern zone might be standard opening day, which is actually this Saturday for us.
Yep.
And then the northern zone is closer to Memorial Day.
Yeah, I knew it was I was like June-ish, and I was way later than what I would have thought because it's the opposite of here, right? We're like early spring, like April, right? But we're like 1,000 miles south or whatever it is. Like we're way further south. So, so you guys have musky season's coming in hot. Are you guys doing any trips?
Not geared specifically towards musky.
But if you're out there.
I mean, hey, if I catch a muskie, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah,
we had
a handful of spots where you run into some big muskies on the rivers and stuff around here. I mean, you can get into a 50-incher pretty easily on some of the, even like a swim jig that we have. You know, I've caught a couple in the tournaments that were over 40 on the swim jig, thinking it's a big one for about 5 seconds. And you're like, yeah, this is definitely not a bass. You know, so but there is a lot of them out there. Kelly and I had a couple of times where we've gone in and caught them shallow, you know, and it's been an awesome time. They like to eat the bladed jigs and like little crankbaits like crazy sometimes. So
I just had a big pike delete a bladed jig last weekend. All I saw was the swirl. I like the hook set was just me going like this, and then I didn't even hear the plink. It was like 20 yards away, and the thing was just gone. It was just like the line was dead, and I was like, all right, cool. It's all yours, my guy. Like that was just gone. And then actually, Jeff
I deleted not one, not two, but 3 Okashira screw heads from Megabass. So a whole pack of Okashira screw heads. It was just
that's true.
One after another, and there were clean bites on the line. I had 10-pound fluoro.
They were small too. I think you were running 1/8. Like you were running.
I had 1/16s. I had 1/16s. Super. I had to and it was with a mule fishing donkey tail as a trailer, so it was just floating essentially. It would not sink. And I was just running it super slow because they finally started biting on that. It was a tough day.
I revenge caught a nice pike for Jeff though. He got bit off, and then I followed up like 2 minutes later.
Oh, that was the drop shot,
and I caught that pike like first try. Bang! That was amazing. That was the best.
Yep.
God dang! So I've never caught a muskie in the river, and I remember talking to guys at Taps Tackle, and I was blown away like looking at some of the photos of them and talking to them about how they get muskie in the river systems like that. To me, and we may have this in Michigan, I just don't really know about it, but that is a really foreign concept. It's mostly Great Lakes, right? Is where people are, or Lake St. Clair, where people are targeting those muskies. Or some smaller lakes, but yeah. And I just don't eat like I do it. I'm sure it's mostly in slack water, but I still like catching a 50-inch muskie with current seems insane to me.
Yeah, they're close to some of those big rivers and stuff. Kelly and I used to go up to the Montreal where it dumps into Superior, and we would be fishing like trout water, and we'd walk across, and we would have the fly rod. I had a big, like a 11-weight steelhead rod from my uncle. And we had, that was probably a 45 or 50-inch muskie I had on for 15 or 20 seconds before it broke me off. And then we caught a couple big smallies, and like they're all in the same place sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially in those big systems. But yeah, it was just a little slack water, kind of like secondary river out to the main channel. And it was one of the biggest muskies I've seen out there, you know. So they're fun, really fun.
I mean, we get like tiger muskie and stuff in, and we get some. I've definitely seen some really big ones on St. Clair, but
Workman ties for him over on the flat, the Grand. Like he's fishing for all those. That's in our river systems.
For muskie in the flat.
Yeah, we talked about it last time we had Ted on.
Dude, I'm not saying they're not there. I've never even thought about it. Like I've caught
for sure. I've always hoped for it.
Hundreds of pike and never caught a muskie. And like I go for pike. Like I'm throwing larger, flashier stuff than what I would normally throw for bass, hoping that I'm gonna get a muskie, or not a muskie, but a pike, like a big pike. Apparently you have to throw a Ned rig like Jeff, because that's the biggest pike I think I've seen come out of the river. I'm not even joking. The biggest pike I've seen coming out of the river came on a Ned rig.
While waiting.
We were waiting, and we were only 10 yards from that fish. It was insane. Completely insane.
He was just past the dock, and I just like flipped around the dock right where Paul was actually fishing too. And I just had the old shark deuce on the Ned rig and got it done.
There were some spots over by Eau Claire where you could wade fish for muskies up to your knees, and you could catch 40 to 50-inch fish. And I had me and a buddy that I used to do installs with caught 4 muskies before noon, and we only went about 500 yards. And you're fighting them around you on MEPS number 5 marabous, and they were literally swimming around you and stuff. And coming up off of like bedrock breaks on the rivers, they would come up under the shallows and wake on your bait, and it was some of the coolest fishing I've ever done. You know, and that was a handful of years ago. But yeah, it's
you would
fun.
have
You can find stuff.
You'd have a tough time trying to catch me not replicate that. Like, I would literally just be like, okay, so everything else I've done is irrelevant. I will go do this only for the rest of time.
Forever.
Like, I'll just keep doing that. Like, holy smokes! I don't know.
Bass don't count.
I have a thing for toothy critters, and like catching them on the fly. Like if catching a pike on a fly should be like on everyone's bucket list. Like you should go on a guided trip to do it once, because one, I don't know if there's a more rewarding hook set in like sports, because it is really like top water is really great, but it's like a dime a dozen. Like you do it on anything and it's always fun, but there is nothing like the gratification that you get on like a Mondo set and like a 10-foot like on 10-foot fly rod, just leaning as far back as possible and then just feeling that wall just bang, like, and everyone should do that once.
Yeah. Got a lot of line stripped out too. You got to watch it come right out.
Oh yeah, you lose. I mean, you could lose a finger just like trying to retrieve your line. Like your pinky could just see you later. You didn't need that. That's gone. Good luck. Do you do that? Because like I'll pinch the line as I'm trying to reel it in to keep the back line away from the front of my line, so it's not like, because it's it's flopping all around. So I use my pinky to like hold it. And yeah, if they decide to make a run in your other hand in your trigger fingers, like you don't have that line locked down, dude, you could burn your pinky right off. Like you could burn that thing right off, no problem. Oh god.
Pinky-less.
Should we I have one hard question, and I think we should do the giveaway. And by hard question, I mean a fun one. So the question I read an article, and it was a really good article. It was talking about how fish see like two distinctly, like they use two colors to like create their color spectrum. They use like green and red, and they see green and red really, really well, because that's what basically all their colors are made of. Like they're all just different versions of like combinations of green, red, and then some form of black and white, right? Like that's all they have. And I was like, my brain, and like the article was like basically leading you to think like, well, why would you fish anything other than shades of green and shades of red? So like essentially watermelon is the absolute best thing that you could throw. Like it's like the combination of the two colors that they're gonna most easily pick up on. Like that's the only color you should they were kind of saying that though. And then your dumb brain, when you're reading an article and you're not thinking, you're immediately like, well, yeah. And so I'm like throwing out all my blacks and blues. I'm like throwing out all my other colors. Like in my brain, I'm like, what's all this BS for? I don't need any of this. They can't even see it. And I'm throwing it away.
I still see it all behind you, Paul.
I know. I stopped myself. But yeah, my trash can was full, and like my mental trash can, I was like, well, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. So I guess before convince me otherwise. Like why would somebody keep white now? Like what's the point?
Or pink, or purple and pink.
Yeah, or purple and chartreuse, which like is something that
don't you say anything.
Don't do it. Don't go there.
Fired. So seriously though, like I'm like that guy holding up the sign, like convince me.
Oh, that guy. I don't know. I saw some of that article, I think, as well, when they have trouble distinguishing between a couple colors as well, but they still see it, I think, and that's the thing, right? They see those colors the best, but they still see everything else. There's some colors they have really a lot of trouble seeing, but depending on the water clarity, they're still going to notice that object. So I think that's where those colors come into play, is that, yeah, in some cases, those colors are going to be the best, but there's other watercolors or tannic stuff where you need to use those more defined patterns or whatever it may be, or lighter colors. And I think that's where, as a general rule for people just starting, maybe that narrows down your color patterns to like 4 that you can start with. But there's always those two thoughts out there of some fishermen go with 4 colors and some go with 40. Like there's a couple guys, and it's totally cool either way, whatever. I think it's all about confidence, right? So, and if you catch a lot of fish with a certain color, it's just what we do. It's just fishermen are that way. Every one of them has a favorite bait, Yes. And if we, it's just the way it is. And I think it's a lot of legitimacy to it, but they still see everything. So,
yeah, because one thing that like I immediately start arguing with myself, right? And like my favorite argument that I came up with to article Paul was like, you ever like what's the most effective fly that you can throw? Like what's the one fly that you can throw and subsurface that you can catch something on? It's basically a nothing fly. Like you could throw a fly that looks literally like nothing, and it'll be like the best fly that you ever threw. And like I don't think that bass actually, most of the time, I don't think that's actually mimicking what we think that whatever it is that it's mimicking. And I would say trout probably the same thing. Like a lot of times you're like, oh well, if I throw X, like I'm mimicking like the fleeing bait fish or the it's gonna be the minnow, and like I have to have the right silver, else it's not a minnow. And like, but I'm like, well, I can throw Tennessee shad, and that doesn't actually look like anything that's here, but I'm still catching fish, right? Like, because there's a million other reasons. I think that a lot of times a bass, depending on the time of season too, a bass is actually more attracted to something that's like very different than everything else that's around it. If it looks like food somewhat, but it's like totally different than everything else, like they're gonna go at least check it out, and they're gonna go eat it. And so like non-article Paul is like, how about that? Stick that in your pipe, smoke that. So like purple, they may have never seen anything purple ever before. Like, because where are you gonna find fuchsia in the river? Like you're just not, right? You're not gonna find bubblegum pink flukes in like the river, but they work super good, and they'll gobble them up. They'll absolutely like smash them. Same thing with crappie. You'll be like, how many chartreuse Mr. Twisters are floating around, in the lake? Other than the ones I left in there, 0.0. Like there's none in there, but it'll absolutely knock them dead, right? So it's something that's like, maybe you're just like, hey, I'm interested in that. I've never seen that before. I would like to like just go beat the crap out of it. So I would put that as my number one reason why you should carry other colors.
Yeah, and maybe that chartreuse works good in that color because they're seeing it more as white, in some of those situations. Like you look back at that article, and then purple maybe looks like something else like red-ish to them. Mm-hmm. Maybe they see that differently, and that's where you get those different tinges of colors and stuff. And that's where the confidence comes in too. Because I mean, you spoke of trout fishing, and I know that there's different colors that work, but then there's always that color that works better. Or you fish it better, or you fish it with more, you throw it in those spots more because you just trust it. I know Kelly and I are that way. There's a couple of colors that we have that you just hoard, everything else. You got one or two of everything else, and you got like 7 of one thing. Like, that's the bait right there. It doesn't have any purple on it or anything. Trust me, Jeff. It does.
Oh, come on. Well, I mean, I like color-wise, we hoard a bunch of colors. Like I have obviously 8,000 Coppertruce Z-Man Finesse TRDs. And then I'll have like a whole bunch of, I like the Z-Man bluegills specifically, but like having some of those like spinner baits, they always tend to like kill for me. And then I would say like with with your lion, what is the lion's mane we like? It's the chartreuse. And I mean, you made us a kaplunk with it, but like that color with the lion's mane, I'm always going to have that. It's green pumpkin with that hint of chartreuse, like summer craw type color, dude. All the time. So yeah, confidence wise, lots of confidence in those for sure. I can totally get that. And then, or you can be like our guide on the St. Lawrence, and like all you have is the one color of that Yamamoto bait that he had that I'm not supposed to talk about. But he had
the Yamamoto
800 bags of it.
It's the flapping hog, and he really did have like 6 bags of it, and it was he had 2 colors.
Watermelon.
He had watermelon. And he had goby. There's only 2 colors, and he had nothing else. And that's not true. He had a bunch of other stuff, but like in that flapping hog, he was Carolina reading that and literally nothing else. That was it. Period. The end. I mean, it's hard to argue with.
I mean, with the results that he got,
he was slapping the crap out of them. But but so I was actually one of my follow-up questions was going to be, what's one of the colors that is like not super non-natural that is in your list of favorites?
The pink elephant by far.
Pink elephant is your favorite?
I wouldn't say it's my. It doesn't mimic anything, but it slams the fish.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. It does. It catches a lot of fish. Those pink colors in the river systems and everywhere, like pink purples, they have a lot of fish drawing power for some reason. And I think you're talking about curiosity of smallmouth too with those colors. and they really like to go after that. You know, anything flashy, or I mean, we had really good luck with some silver stuff in the river, Kelly and I, and then you know, the pink elephant has silver and pink in it. We had really good luck with that, and then also the imitator, which has purple, pink, and like kind of like a pearl in it. Those colors in the rivers just always seem to produce right away, and often, even if it's not bass, it can be walleyes. I mean, we caught walleyes, muskies, and bass on one day in that same bait. I think in the same spot too. You know.
Yeah. You guys sent us a the imitator, I think in the swim jig, and like we dinked around with that a little bit. We posted a video, and the funny thing was, like, since we're on this topic of like color, that's where we got like some comments where like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. People called it cotton candy, blah blah blah. Yeah. But like the funny thing is, you can sit here and be like, I mean, okay, but like here we are just like ripping them in. Like, you know, sure, this color is real goofy. Okay, well, we'll just catch all the fish for ourselves.
Yeah, people are like that. And one of the biggest smallies the biggest smallie I've ever caught was 24 inches long, and it came on the color we call smoke, which is like smoke purple and like different color of whites, and it was in the river, you know, and it's just real plain and had like a KVD Magic plain color trail on it, and it just, you know, I thought I hooked a carp, you know, and it was just, that's what colors they like sometimes, is that it's just different stuff, you know, stuff that they maybe don't see. Or, I mean, like, I think I agree with you guys. It doesn't have to be exactly match the hatch. I think that's one of the things that some of the guys make a big mistake on, is you don't have, if you're right there with everything else, you look like everything else. And there's not a differentiating thing. Why are they going to attack that bait, you know?
Yeah, so. Exactly. I always throw weird stuff because it's actually more fun for me anyways.
Well, but like that, that's the last thing I'll say on this one, but like that Z-Man bluegill, like the net result is bluegill for sure. Like the net result of like all those different colors, because there's like, but if 5
you pulled out a bluegill and you set it next to that, or even like your guys' bluegill, which is the oh my gosh, I just had it pulled up. What's the name of your gill?
The kazoo gill, the pea gill. We have 5 different bluegill colors, I think.
I think the kazoo gill is what I'm looking at specifically, because that is the closest to what we're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
even that perpetrator color though, that's to me, right. Like those are there, but like if you held up a bluegill, you'd be like, well, like, yeah, I guess technically those are the same color, sort of. No, like how much? Like it's
like if I threw a bluegill at your face really fast, in the split second that you saw it before it smoked you in the face, you'd be like, okay, it looks exactly like these jigs.
I think that's the thing too. Yeah, is it just they don't? You know, you can't match bluegill colors. Like, I mean, like a pumpkin seed, right? Yeah. 100%. Good luck matching that with a swim jig, really, unless you make your own colors, but you're just trying to get as close, I think, as possible, and getting those hues, because like you said, it's moving at, you know, whatever, 2-3 miles an hour sometimes.
Mach 9 basically.
Yeah.
Depends on who's in charge. Could be going.
I only run Revo rockets. So.
899, let's go.
More like a 10.
Yeah, you're right, they are like 10 now.
Dang. Yeah, they are.
I think it's cruising.
Jeff, should we roll this one?
So yeah, here's the deal, you guys. I want to give you this before Chaz picks a giveaway person, and just to make sure, we'll give you guys an extra minute here. You got to be writing something in chat. If you guys don't remember that, then welcome back to the show. So when we run the giveaways, you have to say something in chat. Say something nice. Don't say something rude, you turds. And just so you know, my dad has a wrench and he's in chat, so he will boot you. He will give you a timeout. Dad, you tend to business in there, sir.
You can't give the wrench
somebody that wasn't supposed to be blocked.
You can't give the wrench to everybody. Like, it's just, Dad. It's not done.
Wow. All right. Well, anyways, Dad, control yourself also. So for the giveaway, I'm gonna give you guys another like 30 seconds here. You got to write something in chat and you will be qualified, and then we're going to roll it. What's that, Chaz? Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit them. I got you. So we're gonna roll it, and we'll call out the winner. The winner is gonna get a bag of Burly baits. Kelly, how many baits you got into this thing? Oh no, Kelly is muted. We have lost audio contact on Kelly.
Yeah. Did your dad cut him? Cut his audio.
Dad, Guys, take his wrench away. Gosh dang it. Dad shows up to chat, can't hear Kelly anymore. All right. Corey, do you know?
I don't have the exact. Is it 4?
It's 5. There, look, we can use our
Five.
brains and also our
signals.
phalanges.
Yep.
Okay, anyways, so you're going to get 5 of these custom jigs, y'all. And we're going to draw the winner now. Chaz, who won? Jeff Lauer. You know, if you're not a member of the crew, he just snuck in there. All right, so Jeff Lauer, congrats, my man. It looks like we're shipping you to Canada. Don't worry, Corey Kelly will cover the difference. We got it. So we're gonna get that out to you, bud. Congrats again. You're getting those 5 custom Burly jigs. All right, real quick, because I missed them. We got Greg Whitaker, member for 14 months of the Shark Deucers. Thank you so much, my friend. Says, yo, over a year. Sup, Burly, Paul, Chaz, Kelly, and Corey and nerds. I'm going to throw Corey in there too, you guys. Come on.
Hey.
Aw, what? It's our 14-month anniversary.
It's a record.
Oh, man. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this for that long. You guys are awesome. So thank you, Greg. And then we got Carol Ferg, member for 5 months on the Shark Deucer, says, I think this one, Chaz lol. Don't know. Must be an inside joke from chat. Totally no idea what's going on. Chaz, explain.
Myself. So she was a part of the Burly, like the first tier of membership. Yep. So she kept asking, like, how do I see this? I'm like, all right, I'll just send you the link, because I didn't know what membership level she was.
Then so she bumped up.
Well, then when I sent her the link, it says you are not the correct membership level. So then
to do the thing, you have to be at a Shark Deucer higher. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Carol Ferg, and thanks to Chaz for explaining the internet. Okay, moving on. We got Greg Whitaker with a super chat for $5. Wrenches and dads. Hashtag Shark Deuce Nation. Hashtag Nedrick Nerds. I mean, am I right? Come on now.
DeBurley says he got no love at 13 months. He goes, maybe next month. I'm pretty sure we called you out. I thought it could have been 12. That was the one
where he said, you didn't call me out, and then he posted it later, and then like we missed it, and then at the end he called us out for missing it, and then we called it out. I mean, we at least had a conversation. So much love to DeBurly Hype Man. I mean, come on, he's the hype man. And he says hyphen space always working apostrophe.
He is though.
Yeah, I love it. All right. We got one winner. Let's keep going with this show.
So the one thing
we got another winner coming up. And also, hang on. Also, I didn't tell Paul this yet, but tomorrow's a giveaway on the YouTube channel. So we're actually, another giveaway, but it is for more Super K jigs. So if you want the custom Burly pack, again, you actually have a third opportunity. So tomorrow, if you guys check it out, the video we're dropping at 6 p.m. Eastern is an unboxing. We got the Monster Bass National box, at least 2/3 of it. It's real weird. I was missing 2 baits. You get what you get. So I paired it up with 2 other unboxings. So I show you the new Super K jigs and all of their fantastic glory. One of them is called the Burly Bug, or the Burly Bed Bug. One of them is called the Burly Bomb. And then we got a Burly's Hard Candy. And then there's something else in there that I'm missing. Yes. Right. More candy. You know the drill.
Yeah, that is apparently we're very
Yeah, I know. Okay, leave me alone. Anyways, and then there's also the Citizen Bones Fishing Co. I threw into the mix too, so you guys can see some of those skeleton and humanoid baits with a hula skirt, and one of them has like a necklace. It's real weird. I think you guys are gonna like it. They do catch fish.
They are something. They are something.
So there's a giveaway in there. Click the link in the description, do the things, and we'll draw the winner next Wednesday. now Paul can talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about some of the new stuff. So we talked about the Klaken. So what should people know about what's going on with the Klaken? Are we calling it the 2.0? Are we just gonna? Well, we can't add any more.
I
Ks,
threw
so
that in there. I don't know what it's called. Kelly hasn't told me yet. So what's the new Klaken called? Oh, we still can't hear Kelly. Kelly is just here for the ride. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so we've actually been. I'll take.
Oh no.
We got some here.
Oh, we got him. You're
Right.
back. Kelly,
Right.
just like we're back.
I think he's getting the app on his phone probably. But yeah, so we're still designing a blade that is going to be a new addition to the lineup. It's in process right now with some cutters and some other pieces like that. So this is a redone version. Kind of an in-between thing, so we can keep it on the market for you guys. So it's going to have a split ring in between the blade and the eye right now, and it'll be all come assembled together, ready to go.
Nice.
We've been using them for a while too, and like I said, still working on this other two-piece, basically a two-piece direct connect kind of blade. So be interested when it does come out. You guys will love it. But yeah, it's a really long process, to make sure it's right for everybody with this, because it's a drastic change to that bait from where it was. So it's just we're working through those issues. We'll have it on the water and testing it this year fully. So
that's awesome. So this is the Klaken 1.5 is what we're saying.
We'll call it 1.5.
Dude, and you guys,
we're here to help. This is how I get to claim my 10% of the credit.
No, this is how he gets to say "we" all the time for everything.
We came up with this great invention.
So just so you guys know, if you haven't thrown the Klaken, one, you should try it, and you can get 10% off of the Klaken. But
1.5.
Thanks.
And whatever you want.
Yeah, sure. And what I'll say is you should check them out, because one thing I will say, like, you can definitely spend a hell of a lot more money on a bladed jig, like one of your branded bladed jigs, which I have a bunch of and I use all the time. These are way more heavy duty. Like, I've had the same Cajun Fire for like a year and a half, and I keep catching fish on it, and I keep fishing it because it's like, you got to have you got to have the all red bladed jig. Like, if you want to have success,
Kamikaze Swim On trailer on that is my favorite.
The red and orange Kamikaze Swim On is a legit magnet early in the season.
I've got a lot on that one.
But I'm telling you right now, like, if you want to make the absolute most of your like $10 or $8 or whatever, like,
or not spend 17 on a jackhammer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can literally get, it's like a 3-to-1. It's like a 2-to-1.
I throw all my jackhammers in the water so I can use my Klakens. See, that's what I do.
Cool.
Oh, Kelly, can you say something?
Back on?
Hey, he's alive.
We have audio.
Klaken 1.5.
I don't know if my microphone just shut off on its own or what.
I think it had the rest of your beer.
I didn't touch it.
Finished it. Speaking of another beer, I need to get one.
Go ahead. There
you go.
All right, I'm going. Be right back.
Kelly, are we tying? We got to get tying.
I'm gonna in a second here, as soon as Corey gets back, so he can.
You two leave. We'll run the show. Okay.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to call out is some of the color patterns. Like, I think one that we already called out is the crappie, and the other one is that pink elephant, because those are two color combos that you honestly won't find almost anywhere else. There are other crappie, but that version of crappie is phenomenal. And again, you probably won't. You surprisingly can't find it a lot of other places. But I recommend those things because they are super heavy duty. Like, you're never you will rip off all of the trailer before that thing even starts to come apart. That's all I'll say about it. And that is not, you can't say that about other bladed jigs that you will spend $13 to $17 or $18 on.
Yeah,
that's one thing. I usually, I'll go on Tackle Warehouse and all the other websites and kind of look and see what else is out there and try to stay away from, everybody's got a black and blue. Okay, we get it. But some of those off the wall patterns that we do. I mean, we sell a lot of them because you can't get them anywhere else.
The orange chartreuse caution sign, like the crazy neon one, that spinnerbait you have. That thing's insane. I think it has orange blade too, doesn't it?
Yeah, the chartreuse white has that orange kicker blade, and
Dude.
that Spring Fever's got the red blade on it.
Yeah.
And the new Clackens, there are a handful that do have colored blades. So
Nice. I see. Yeah.
The Antique Shad has a white blade. The Cajun Flare has a red blade. The Kazoo Gill's got a green pumpkin blade.
So the green.
Hang on.
Don't mean to interrupt.
Chaz, can you pull up the website on screen and just like scroll through the homepage?
Yep.
The Clacton Bud Light.
Bud Light. Yes.
And wasn't it? Did Cooch get the Burly jig? Cooch made a Burly jig that was chartreuse and purple, which is now close to, but not as cool as the Lion's Mane and the Burly Bomb, because that thing has streamers in it, which is bonkers, and a clear brush card. But it was arguably the Burly jig 1.0, and now everything else is 2.0.
But what I was gonna say is, when I rudely interrupted Kelly, is the painted blade, and Jeff can attest to this.
Mm-hmm.
That is not. I'm willing to go on record and say that's not a gimmick, because Jeff and I went out and we were throwing literally the exact same trailer with the exact same jig, but one had a painted blade and one didn't. Yep. And I outcaught Jeff and we were literally in the same spot. 5-1 for a long period of time.
Oh yeah, it was it the green pumpkin blade?
It was the green pumpkin.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what reminded me of it. And it was that was the only difference. We were using almost the same rod combo even. And we had the exact same trailer, literally out of my bag. And the same jig. One had a painted blade and one did not. And that was literally the only difference, other than the person operating the stick. It's legit. Yeah.
Once we figured that out, I switched it up to a jackhammer that I had, and then I threw all of them in the water and left them there. That was the day I lost 3 jackhammers in one day. It was just like zing, and I was like, cool. And it was I think what reel was that? That was
makes my arteries hurt.
It was either my Helios or it was the Lose. It was my Lose tournament MP. And like there was a backlash just so far back that I didn't notice. And I just kept popping off. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, and I was doing Palomars on them and shit on a jackhammer, which I don't normally do. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. And I finally figured it out after losing $50 worth of
a paycheck. You mean lost a paycheck?
And I know that Kelly had called this out, and we talked about some of the colors of those spinner baits, but that dirty mop is like the color that I always want to go find, but you cannot go find. That super subtle, not super heavy skirt. But the other thing too is the Colorado blade with the 2 different colors. That is like is that like an industry no-no, because it really doesn't happen that often?
Yeah, it's been a good thing. I don't know why they're not doing it more. We just think it adds a lot of flair to like a standard bait. And dirty mop. I had that on last night fishing that backwater stuff, and I was catching them with that. And that's usually that's my go-to color. That's out of all those colors, I think that's one I have on 90. To start with, pretty much any time, unless I know that they're chasing something completely different. So
they also have some Indiana style blades, which, Jeff, how many times have you even seen? I think Battle Baits is the only other spinnerbait company that I've seen use an Indiana style, which is like a combo. It's like a hybrid between like a willow blade and a Colorado blade.
We have ultimate flexibility too. We work with Worth Company that builds half the spinnerbait blades in the areas right next to us here at Stevens Point. So we've actually met with them in person, and we've talked about other things. So we have some things cooking with that too to kind of improve our blade selection, add some cool little touches to it as well. And that was a really awesome partnership to form, just being that you're always working with them no matter what, because they build everything. I mean, they build like all the split rings and all the barrel swivels on the market. And just to be able to go in there and see how it was done, Kelly and I took a tour of the factory.
Nice.
Got to meet everybody. I fished leagues with one of the guys now. It's really cool because they're big. They're huge and they're just right here. So colors,
awesome.
they got we're gonna stamp our name on something probably and put it out there. So
sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got everything covered. We're trying to do everything the way we want to do it and just have fun with it, I think, and get kids into fishing and have them enjoy it and have some stuff that they're going to catch fish on, right? That's what it's all about. So
yeah,
if you bought one pumpkin seed and one dirty mop, there's not a day that you're not prepared.
You're gonna be a happy person. But that the spring fever limited edition color I was just staring at. It's like red and black.
Yeah.
Really? Like what? So is that blade copper or is it painted red? I can't tell on my computer.
It's a painted red, like a brass is painted red on the one side. Yeah. Yep.
Dude, I dig it. That's awesome. Yeah. Chaz, you're so legit. Chaz is too legit to quit. Don't quit, Chaz. All right. So real quick, while Paul is making a mess of whatever he's doing over there, we got a super chat from the _Burly hype man -space always working. And he says, I need help. These bed bass is frustrating. Thrown everything 4 hours per day. Give me your go-to setup for the bed fish. Next up,
largies or smallies?
A shotgun or a baseball.
It's gonna be largies. He's in the south.
Yeah, largemouth.
Largemouth.
I can't find. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, if I'm fishing largies, I used to bed fish an area that had a lot of largies in on the beds and usually shallow water, and we either had a tube or a wacky rig, or like I really found a lot of luck with those ring fries, like the
Lake Fork.
Lake, exactly. Those right there in like that baby bass color. I had those on every spring. I threw that on a lot of the beds and caught a lot of fish with those.
So this is what I was looking for specifically.
You mean not that color?
No, this color. So when everything, this is the last resort. Remember when we got the
hyper fluorescent orange?
Yes, the creamsicle. Remember when we got the creamsicle?
Yes. Yeah.
I have one of these in the Clout, and that's actually the one I wanted to grab because it's not as flimsy as this.
They made the Clout in that color?
I have it in this color, and it's
no way.
It is.
I don't remember that.
But they sent it at the perfect time. I know
was
we're
it a limited run in the new 6 cent sack?
I know I'm trying to find it right now. I know it was Monster Bass Forever, but I'm telling you guys, if you can get a stiffer worm, and then you can do the lightest wacky rig weight that you can find.
Yeah.
And then actually fish it like it's Texas rigged, that let it fall, bring it up again just as vertically as you can and let it drop. This would be my last resort, is something super bright like this.
Yeah. If you could rig that even like a Nico rig too, if you put a ring on that and rig it with a Nico so it stands up, you put a little weight on the bottom, everything will stand on the bed, you can just shake it and that end will just move. That'll work really well too. Yeah, those largies sometimes, I mean, they're catchable or they're not, I think, but it takes, you see even the pros take 2 hours on one fish to get it to get fired up. I mean, I think if it's not fired up within 10 and 15 minutes and I'm fun fishing, I'm moving on to find one,
That's even for Jeff. You mentioned an eternity very casually.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 15 minutes?
Seconds?
15 seconds. 30 baits, 15 seconds. If it don't bite, I'm out. So actually, I went bed fishing with Ethan from Mule Fishing as well last year, and he was smacking them dead. And he was throwing just not ultralight, but just like a very light jig, maybe a 1/32 ounce with a donkey tail on it in Prairie Fire, which is green pumpkin orange with black flake in it. Which was legit. That definitely got it done because he kicked my absolute pants off. I tried everything, and it was an embarrassing video for me. But I will say, if I could do it again, I would have done exactly what you guys were talking about. I was thinking about it afterwards, this was over a year ago, but weightless Texas, super light wackies, and that, just finessing it in their face until they freak out, but moving off those fish after 15 minutes. I like that advice too, because it's like you said, they're catchable or they're not. And he was knocking them dead that day, but he definitely came up on probably about half as many fish that just weren't catchable. He just kept moving till he got it done. So there you go. Try that, Burly Hype Man. You got it.
Yep.
Weightless in their face. Finesse.
Another quick note that Burly Bomb,
Mm-hmm.
so that is basically a bed style jig. It's weed. It doesn't have a weed guard. It's a sight fishing setup. You're just going to toss it in front of them. It's a bluegill pattern color, so it shouldn't, it should entice them a bit. You can trailer it with pretty much anything you want. It's got a short, light wire hook. It's not a big, bulky, scare me presentation.
Yeah.
It's like
I love it. And we're gonna try that. We're still not there yet, but once we get to those beds, like I'm excited. We have a lot of ideas for what we want to fish on those beds.
It's the worst time of year because it comes and it's like gone in like 2 weeks, and you're like, oh man, did I miss it? Did I not even fish like 3 times?
And we always miss
3
it.
years. The last 3 years, it's been like spring, and like early spring, and then one day it'll be 90 and humid. And it will be like that for a week, and that was your whole that night before was your entire actual
always spring. One of us or both of us are busy at that time too. So we have missed it for the past couple of years.
It's a tough time to get onto, and it is frustrating too because if you get them and you can't catch them, and it's one of those tough times. But I think those little beavers too work really well. Something that actually if it's on the bottom. Versus some soft plastics stay down, some stand up. If they stand up, it makes a big difference. And that's one of the things. Those smallie beavers on one of these lakes up north in northern Wisconsin, you have to throw a white trash smallie beaver on a Ned head so it'll stand up, and then they'll just swim right off with it every time. I mean, it's almost like same type thing.
This is a terrible color.
That's the Nico craw, but
I know.
So baby beavers though, the baby D-bomb.
Yes.
Yeah, baby D-bomb. Anything that will actually stand up on the bottom, that the claws will open up. If you ever seen,
a baby D-bomb in Burly's candy, y'all. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
So this craw is made to be Nico rigged. I don't know if you guys
have
seen
awesome.
this. It's made by Third Eye Fishing. This would, now I want to do this because you got to kind of get the best of both worlds. If you could make this not, in the chillest color possible. They make an all white one. I would try that for freaking sure.
If we get on it, then sure, we'll try stuff. So real quick, we got a super chat from Army Outdoors 88N. Ralph, what's up, my friend? Our military kids fishing derby was a success. Over 200 kids. I weighed over 90 fish. Biggest fish was 2.5 pounds, a catfish, and a 1.5 pound bass. Both by single-digit age kids, all with Zebcos. ... LOL. I'd say I love that. That's awesome. 200 kids, dude. 90 fish. Those kids had fun. Did they not have fun? That's awesome, man. Proud of you. That's awesome. Thanks for participating in that and doing cool things for kids. We love that stuff. And thank you for the super chat as well. Gosh dang.
Right. I gotta hop in here really quick. So here's colors number 1.
Oh, I like it.
Yo.
All right. So it's showing up kind of funky. Is that brown or green pumpkin on the other side?
It's a kind of a tannish brown.
Dude.
Okay, maybe a motor oil. And then white shad and neon green.
Oh yeah.
Choice number 2.
It's got the stripes in it too, dude. Oh, there's some flash. I saw that. That's flashy. It's once it hit that light, I saw the flash on that. I think it's gonna be solid. So the what do we call it? The Burly Fishing 69420 at AOL.com is gonna be a nice flashy color.
With
What do we call the other one? we gotta name it. Somebody's
one is
getting
number 1.
Number 1.
Well, yeah.
The Burly Fishing Podcast. Burly Fishing Podcast episode 113. Super K Jigs Cinco to Mayo special plus giveaways.
Number 1.
Jig number 1.
Oh god.
Jig number 1 version 2.0.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh god. Dude,
we come up with great names.
All I think of is who does number 2 work for. That's all I think of when I hear that kind of thing. Kelly brings it up all the time. He says that to me all the time.
Who does number 2 work for?
God,
You're gonna get through this, pal. We got this.
That never. Dude, it's like the movie didn't necessarily age well, but some of the individual jokes
horribly
phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's hilarious. I have it.
So
No.
They would have been in order. So
yeah. So I chose. That's me.
No, this is Chaz.
Oh really?
Yep. This was yours. This is your.
You picked the motor oil. I picked the white.
That's the $3.99.
Yes. See, that's awesome.
There's the 102.
Yes.
Good job, Jeff.
Yeah, the best color ever. White, silver,
it looks like baby bass to me with chartreuse in it, right? Like that's what it's gonna be, is a chartreuse baby bass. Probably.
That one, that one to me was one I was like, I'd put that in the lineup.
I was almost like that tied up right now in my box just for my rivers fishing.
Absolutely.
We chose the normal fishing colors: the white, the green pumpkin, brownish. Right? Chose neon green, like he should,
like you do.
He knew which cab it was. It was neon green.
How did you know, dude?
He researched. He's been out all day looking for the stuff.
He's been hacking your systems.
Should we do Slow Rolling Thunder? Are we ready?
Oh my God, is it like 9:10? Slow Rolling Thunder is going to take us 2 hours.
No.
Okay, but I like that last question. Let's ask that last question, then let's do Slow Rolling Thunder, and we can do a giveaway for y'all. So again, there's one more pack of the 5 more jigs, Kelly, I believe.
Yep. So yeah, it's the Burly bundle plus the Clacken. So yeah,
Boom.
so that Burly bundle is available on the website in the Elite section. It's all 4 jigs for $19.99. So it's not a bad price. You're getting 4, hand-tied jigs.
That Burly bomb is freaking awesome.
Yeah, and we're gonna show them. So just hang tight. So Jeff Lauer already won the giveaway. Doesn't even know what these jigs are because they're in my video tomorrow. But we're gonna show them on here before we get once we get the 2 Clackens done before we draw that winner, you guys. So. Oh, you showed them already. All right, I wasn't even listening to you. Thanks, Chaz, for being awesome. Okay, sweet. So you guys saw them there. You check them out on the website again. Go to superkjigs.com. Use Burly10 to get your discount on that, and you can pick those up. So Jeff Lauer is getting those. He's also getting one of these 2 Clackens that Kelly is tying up. If I wasn't specific about that before. Yep, the first one that we chose, which is the white, bright green motor oil color,
scooped up baby bass.
Number 1, and the souped up baby bass number 1.5 edition. And then the second one will go in this giveaway that we draw during the Slow Rolling Thunder with another Burly pack. Look at that. It's already, look at that. It's already, what?
Oh, man.
That's actually, I really like that. I really like that. That's really good. Yep. We did great.
It's written down.
Good job, team.
Good job, pattern now.
It's a pattern.
We only have 1,000 patterns already, so it'll just be
baby bass.
1,001. Yeah.
All right, so I like this last question that I saw Paul had written down. And I want to ask you guys because this is now that we're a part of the elite bunch with our gray poupon, we can feel real cool. But I'm always interested in just people's opinions on this. So, is live scope cheating? What do you guys think? Opinions.
It's definitely a game changer. There's no there's no doubt there. But it's like using a Vexlar through the ice. Just because you can see them doesn't mean you're going to catch them.
True.
It is cutting down your amount of wasted time for sure, but it's not
necessary.
Fishing the boat.
Yeah, to that point, I would say that's absolutely necessary for Paul and I because we only get to go out for 6 hours a week. That's it. And I say a week. It's not even all weeks. So we'll say 3/4 of the weeks of the year. Let's say we get out for 6 hours if we're lucky. A lot of those weeks we end up just filming instead or working on our boats and drilling holes in them and holes in our transducers for whatever reason. And we don't get to fish, which makes us really sad. It's never going to get old. So it's interesting. but I like that we get to time collapse the whole process down a little bit more, assuming we use it the right way. Yes, I will read my instructions, guys.
That's actually the other point I was going to make is like, it's not like you flip it on, the fish are all glowing. Like you have to learn I wish, but it's not how it is. Like you have to learn how to use it. It's not just like, oh, look,
it's very complex.
I found everything. Like it's not necessarily how it works.
Also, did you guys know that our Garmin units get text messages and like Facebook alerts and stuff? I freaked out because I was already like, I'm probably not using this right. And then it like buzzed and my phone buzzed at the same time. And I was like, what's going on? And then I looked at my screen and I was like, a Slack alert? Like, what? I am not here to work. And then I had to like figure out how to turn it off. But I was getting like, I got a phone call on it from my daughter. I was like, this is too like, far.
Asinine's the word you were looking for. Yeah. Greg Whitaker made a good point. Not one that I necessarily agree with, but it's a good point. He goes, it's not cheating, but it takes the fun away. You're staring straight down all tourney.
I mean, disagree.
I'm not opposed to the opinion, though. I think that that's like a totally valid opinion. Because
there's a reason that we set up ours the way we set them up. You know what I mean? Like for us standing in our kayaks, like they're not like on the floor like it would be on a bass boat, kind of, unless you had it up on a stand or something. So, I mean, Paul didn't even use his when we were out on the water the other day. He kind of left it off the screen the whole time and did the side imaging and down imaging, or the classic view down imaging. So you get the arches, which was extremely effective. Because then as soon as I switched over to that, I was like, oh, look, fish. And, I had Lauren previously who did me no good. And I was like, did I just get a 10-inch version of Lauren that does me nothing? And then once they started tweaking it a little bit, I was like, okay, hell yeah, now I can see stuff. It was a whole new world. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that we stare down the whole time. I mean, unless you're really working a fish or something, but I like, again, the time collapsing part of it.
It's all part of the technology advancement and what you're doing out there. Like with you guys, you're out there by yourselves. Mm-hmm. You want to decrease your time and catch as many fish as possible. Like, but when you're out there with your family, you might turn that off because you want to be present and spend time with them, right? Yes. So I'm usually a year behind on everything. So I have now I have the Mega 360. I had it last year. And I have the Mega stuff, and I don't have the live imaging yet. I've seen it, but I haven't used it personally. But yeah, all those tools can be really time savers. You can find stuff you haven't found before, and I think the realization is that everybody's going to find everything now if you spend enough time on the water. You just have to, figure out how to catch them better, and that's where it takes away that extra time. Is you're wondering if fish are there versus that fish are there. So that's the big difference, I think, and that's what I would enjoy that part of it. Just, hey, okay, I know they're here. Now I can sit here and figure them out, because that's the only thing you know for a fact you left fish before. Now that you've seen that technology, right? Where you've just been like, "There's nothing here," and you go away, and then you're like, some dude comes over and catches a 20-pound bag, and you're like, "Oh well." I didn't.
I'd rather know. I'd rather know all day. And it was funny. I was on another podcast last week. Maybe it was earlier this week, but we were just talking for fun about fishing, and the guy doesn't fish at all. And he was like, "What would you say to somebody who doesn't fish at all? What's it about? What's the enticement?" And I was like, "Oh, for me, it's like figuring out the puzzle." So the crazy thing is, think about this: you've got a living creature under the water surface, and you can't see it. Like most of the time, you can't see anything. If you're bank fishing, you don't even know how deep the water is. You don't know what temperature it is. You don't know if they're on that cover, under that cover, inside that cover, or just like way out in the middle of the lake, right? So telling a newbie this and being like, hey, imagine this situation that you have to figure out. Pretty cool, right? Like, wouldn't it be nice if you had a tool? I mean, start with like polarized sunglasses. Now you can see somewhat through the water, but then you get into fish finders. Like, yeah. I'd rather know that I'm throwing my jig at a log that has a fish on it rather than just trying to hook into some timber, right? Like I don't think it cuts out the fun at all.
Right? That's what for some people that's where they want to be at, and some people don't want to use it at all. And it's just personal preference on that, I think, because you'll see that who wants to think they already know the stuff and just use their knowledge to, some of these older guys.
Pumpkin Cinco.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, whatever it is, black and blue jig. Like, there's a lot of guys like that. That's what they throw 80% of the time.
No.
And they don't know. They don't care if they think a fish is underneath every log. And I think that's some of the mindset differences where now you know that versus they kind of just knew that anyways, and that's how they positioned it, to catch fish, and that's why their confidence levels are high. You look at some of those old Mississippi River tournaments with guys with spinnerbaits throwing at every single stick, and you're like, there's no fish,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they luck into it every now and then they're like, look what I did. But to be fair to the puzzle, just like there's more to it. I mean, you got to think water depth, clarity, sun is out, sun isn't out, it's raining, it's not raining, what's the wind like, what's the lunar cycle like, barometric pressure. Like there's so many things that go into whether the fish is going to bite or not on that specific bait that you're fishing. But I feel like even if you can see the fish, there's still plenty of challenge left.
Well, you learn some because you get the reaction, right? You say, okay, well, that fish didn't move. I just dragged this right from his base. He didn't move. And that gives you a lot more, answers to your puzzle a lot quicker than if you have to wait for a bite.
But I gotta give it to Greg because, Jeff, I got two examples that I'll say that I think make fishing super fun. Like that 5-pounder that we caught on your lake.
Mm-hmm.
I cast right at that exact same spot 1 minute before you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Neat.
Literally the exact same spot right before you.
So you're saying you would have caught it and I wouldn't have because you saw it and you could figure it out?
No.
Or
you not knowing and all of a sudden that 5-pounder showing up.
Oh, like I wouldn't have thrown in there because you were thrown in there and just
if we had both known that fish was there, that whole scenario would be totally different. And I guarantee you, I promise you, it wouldn't have been as cool. Just like out
There's
of
probably
nowhere,
other experiences that we'll have that are equivalently cool.
Sure. Yeah,
because
but it was
of
like,
it though.
You go back.
Yeah,
and you look back,
it was
you're like,
awesome.
oh, we just figured that out, and like, holy crap, where'd that fish come from? I can't believe it. I didn't even know there's a fish that big in this lake. When we were
struggling all the way up to that point. Yeah,
when we went ultralight fishing, and I was batting cleanup behind you and Ethan, who are great river fishermen, right? Like, and we were wet wading, and I caught the 3 biggest fish of that day behind you guys.
Yeah.
Not that we would have had live scope, in my pocket, but the idea that
can you imagine that?
But the idea that you drop your cell phone under,
right?
But I mean, I that's awesome. That was really cool, and I'll never forget that day. It's just different. So I'm not saying I'm not making a stance, but I think there's something to be said for go figure your own stuff out, and then the results are earned, and they're pretty cool. Not that they're not earned with live scope, but I understand what he's saying, and I can respect the counterpoint. I guess that's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. All right, what do you say we do some slow rolling thunder, eh?
This one's gonna be fun. I like this first one already.
You guys know the drill. Oh my god, we got another one tied. That one is actually
almost looks better. Oh my god,
look at us, 2 randomly chosen sets of 3 colors. There you go.
The amount of green in the 426.9 is very solid and apropos.
It is.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's gonna be a staple color, y'all.
It was all on you guys. You picked the numbers.
You're welcome.
This was fun though. I really like that. So there you go. You guys saw the Clackens, and again, you're getting the Burly bundle with that, and then we're going to throw in a Monster Bass $25 gift card. Good to monsterbass.com on anything except for the subscriptions. As always, Monster Bass is a sponsor of this show. They take good care of us. I may or may not positively be going to Lake Gunnersville in Alabama to fish with Team Monster Bass and put together some videos for you guys that will be in collaboration with Sam Moore and a couple other cool folks. So should be neato, gang. I'm going to have to drive there because I'm bringing the kayak and I'll be using the Panoptics, all that. So I probably should watch some YouTube videos or read instructions before I go do that. So I will. No. Corey says no, I won't.
No.
Because Corey said don't. I'll figure it out on the fly.
Use it, they'll show you.
So
you gotta find somebody smart that knows how to use it and have them show you.
I'm just going to pull up to the bass boat. I'll be like, excuse me, sir. Just got this thing. I don't know how to use it.
It's like point it the right way, idiot.
How was I? Honestly, you wouldn't know that without looking in the instructions. So you guessed. Don't even. Anyways, so yeah, 50-50 shots.
Were you throwing backwards?
Actually, we did
I
that
might
one
be.
time.
I did. Paul was like, something jumped right behind you, and I was like, okay.
You got to shock the fish.
Yeah.
Yep. Backcasting. It happens in tournaments too. Trust me. It happens.
Exactly.
There was a TikTok trend where like never let them know your next move.
Yeah.
They'll just do totally random stuff like whoa. All right. So, anyways, you guys, Slow Rolling Thunder has commenced. If you can't tell by now by the theme of things, you're already doing your work. So, chat, good job. Anybody who's not currently here present on the stream, you should yell at them. So send them a message and tell them to get back in, or share the link to this episode while we do Slow Rolling Thunder. It just makes it more fun for everyone. And you guys just have to say something in chat. We'll draw one winner for this. So gift card plus the bundle from Super K Jigs. And once we call you out, you got to do the thing. So we need your information. You got to send us a email to podcast at, I'm looking at Josh like, I remember how to do this from 2 weeks ago. Send us an email, podcast@burlyfishing.com, and confirm your identity so that we can send you these baits. We'll mail them out to you. And yeah, Jeff Lauer, we have your address from many, many times before, so we got you taken care of.
So,
oh, never mind. Thanks, Jeff Lauer. Anyways, Slow Rolling Thunder, commence.
Slow Rolling Thunder is our new, like, it started as a lightning round, but it's gotten bogged down a little bit.
They've been on the show before. Like, I think we were doing it.
I don't know if we were doing it or not. So
I don't think you guys were doing that last year.
Oh,
this is
man.
way more fun.
All right, well, welcome to Slow Rolling Thunder.
All right,
it's slow.
Everyone gets to answer as much or as little as they want. So the first question is least favorite holiday. What is your least favorite holiday of the year? Jaws says Christmas. Debo actually said Christmas, which was the shocker for me. But I actually understand it. I love Christmas.
There's a perspective,
but I do hate. I'm actually with. Go listen to that episode. So I'm not gonna go with Christmas, but I want to know everyone's pick now.
I'm going with Valentine's Day. It's over.
I was gonna say that.
Yes.
Valentine's Day is trash.
It's like 50-50 Christmas or Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Christmas season more or less than anything. I mean, Christmas Day is cool, but the season is ridiculous.
The season gets old real fast.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
It is extended. That is for sure.
It's not the word. What is it? After like the day after Thanksgiving, it's like Christmas. We're like, no.
Oh, it's way before that. It's way before that now. Yeah.
The day after Halloween. It's like, what's next?
True.
Thanksgiving? Nah. Nobody buys things for Thanksgiving.
Easy. That is a low-hanging answer though. And like, you know what makes it so bad is that there's no time off attached to it. Like there's no expectation that you're gonna like get a day off work or whatever. Like Easter, you at least get like a spring break, right? Like if you're a parent, like your kids are off and you're like, okay, I gotta take a week anyways, we're gonna go somewhere nice, like whatever.
Sure.
Even like Halloween, the dad tax on food goes up 600%, so you get to eat tons of candy. Okay, well that's messed up, Chaz. You can mute yourself forever again. Thanks for that. Okay, Chaz said some things, but I'm really glad that he was on mute.
God dang it, Chaz.
Anyways, that's why it's slow rolling.
It really is. So yeah, Valentine's Day, unanimously trash holiday, should not exist. Okay, bye.
Too easy, low hanging fruit. All right.
Remember when there was a sweetest day? Is that still a thing? That's not a thing anymore, right? You don't remember that? Everything's a thing. That's fair. There was a holiday called Sweetest Day, and it was made up trash, just like Valentine's Day. Anyways.
Valentine's Day is garbage. All right. I'm interested in this one too, because we had like the cloudiest day ever and I still put sunscreen on and I was like, I felt justified after. What is the worst place to get a sunburn? And obviously there's one place that shall remain nameless.
We get it. Move on to other body parts.
Number 2. What's the number 2 worst
number
place?
3.
I'm going to change the answer to the second worst place to get a sunburn.
Either the head or the top of the back. When your shoulders are burnt.
Oh, shoulders.
Really? I don't.
If you feel it every time you move to do something.
Top of the feet.
Yeah.
Top of the feet is horrendous.
Yeah, I burnt my toes down a couple of times, pretty substantially. Not paying it. You spray everything else, and your toes are end up burnt. I mean, that's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
that's why it's okay to do Crocs and socks.
that or just getting lobstered out is really
safety
bad
first.
too.
Safety first.
The whole body.
How about eyelids?
Nobody burns their eyelids except you freaking dork.
Jamaica or something, probably,
That's
right?
Exactly. That's literally what happened. That's not a joke. Okay,
I believe it. I've been in Jamaica. I know how you eat jerk chicken and you drink alcohol on the beach and then you fall asleep. That's why I got lobstered.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Somebody understands me. Like, my God.
It's a very specific scenario you just gave for which he would burn his eyebrow or his eyelids.
It's actually not. It's very specific, but it's actually like if you go to Jamaica, like that scenario will happen at least one time when you go. Period. Period. The end.
You ever get pissed drunk while eating jerk chicken in Jamaica and burn your eyelids?
Specifically on the beach. Yes, you absolutely. That scenario.
That's what it feels like driving a new Ford F-150.
A Ford F and Ranger. So yeah, my answer.
Ford F and Ranger.
My answer is top of the feet. That's what I'll submit. It is. It is horrific.
All right, I was gonna go with top of the feet. I was actually gonna go with like quads, like top of the legs, and it would have to be really high up for being a problem though.
The application of aloe is very simple though, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I would say it is true. The shoulders and upper back, I'm with Kelly on this one because then like if I want to sling a pack over my shoulder, not happening. Carrying everything from now on. I was just thinking that. I was like, I wonder, other than Paul, who has done this before?
I have one though. Have you ever tried to? You know how you like try and do your own back, like you try and get your
when you burn the mid back and you're just
it's a bat. It's like a little bat shaped wing area that you can't get because you're not flexible enough. The batarang, I will say, in your back,
the upper bat symbol.
It's pretty bad because you also can't get the aloe back there on your own. So like, you could be laying in a fan, but if you don't get the aloe right on that spot, you've done nothing. You're just miserable still. So
you got to get a scrub brush on a stick. And just get back there.
I used to clean pools, and I would do my own because like it's just like two dudes in a truck, and I didn't want to be to this like strange 45-year-old man like, hey, will you get in the middle of my back? So I didn't do it, and I paid the price for it like 4 or 5 times, and like legit,
I was worth it though. That case, I have to take that bullet. I mean, I
really should have. What a coward! I am a coward. I'll own it. All right.
They do actually make spray stuff. I don't know if you knew that, where you don't have to have the dudes touch your bat.
It's not. But here's the thing about the spray, and I will give this to you.
He hates the spray. He does not believe in spray sunscreen at all.
It doesn't work nearly as good as the rub-it. That's like a Band-Aid situation at best.
You like the Batwing, then. You just answered that question.
That's exactly right. It's a batarang, and it's right in the center of my back.
Paul is down with big sunscreen, first of all, plus 35 SPF, not real. And he's also down with aerosol. Their palm?
No, you can't. I don't think your palms are made to burn.
Homeboy, did you touch a stove? Because that's not a sunburn.
That's not the same thing.
You made a point at the stove and you were burned.
All right, next question. And this one has actually become a staple in Slow Rolling Thunder, and I still love it, so it's staying on. What app on your phone gets the most use? However, it can't be work or social media related.
Navionics.
Yeah.
That answer has come up many times. That's a very good answer.
I would say either my weather one or my Google Maps.
Yep.
These are all the most common Fisher people answers, I would say.
People have come up with
everybody who's fishing does that.
People have come up with some really good, there's some, like the reading apps are good. The Bible apps, I think, were solid. There was Amazon comes up probably too many times.
That's me.
There's some, dude, I love this question. All right, good answers. Jeff, should we do the giveaway before the last question?
Let's Chaz, you ready? Jeffrey Huff. Is that 2 Jeffs? That's just one on one giveaway or one episode? Oh my gosh, the Jeffs are taking over. My legion of Jeffs, congratulations.
Now you can actually say we.
We did this.
We won.
We are taking over. All right, while we're waiting while we're waiting for this other Jeff to say hi and give us this information, I have one last question. If you could only pick one rod and reel combo to use for the rest of your life, and it has to be in your current arsenal, what would it be?
Ooh, I'd probably go with my brand new Tooth Tamer medium light. It's a 6.6. I've got the Lose, the Lose Mach 1.
Yeah.
Dude.
That would be probably the most versatile setup. I could fish trout with it. I can fish bass with it. I can take it all on with that one.
This is why we are talking with these guys. This is why we're going to hang out with the crew for the rest of the time. Ride or die. Phenomenal answer. Charles, are you waving at us? What's the deal? Reroll it.
Hang on. What's his last name? Jeff Huff.
The Jeffs are
Huff.
Are not taking over.
You are letting me down. The Legion of Jeffs is falling apart before my very eyes. I am very upset. You have
2 minutes.
You have 14 seconds to say I'm here, or we're gonna have to re-roll. Don't make me delete a Jeff.
We've only had to do this like one time. I think.
We've only done this one time. The Jeff has failed. David Ellers, don't say those things. I'm doing a countdown. 5, 4, 3. Oh no.
2, 1.
I was really hoping he was gonna come through.
Nope, that's it. Reroll it. Alex
wins. Yes. There you go. Good grief. All right.
Good.
Jeff, if you show up before the end of the show, I will send you a sticker because I feel bad. But first of all, how dare you? Second of all, who shows up, makes a comment on a giveaway, and then disappears? Everybody, F's in chat for other Jeff Huff. The Legion of Jeffs has disbanded. We are now 2. We are not 3. Shut the front door.
No.
You gotta be kidding.
No, I know who Alex is, and he's winning because, like, I already know he's good. I already have. There he is.
He's right there.
Greg, you're a liar.
Yeah, Greg.
All right.
Good grief. All right. R.I.P. to Jeffs.
Kelly has the Tooth Tamer, the medium light. I think it was a 6.6. With the Lose Mach 1. Very good answer.
I like it.
Corey, what do you got?
Yeah, I say if I have to take one, I'll probably take a spinning rod too. I have a 6'9", I have a 7 foot. One of those two. It doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, medium light.
Okay. Well, it kind of does matter to me personally because you have to pick one, and that was the stipulation.
I pick one for everything from muskies to trout. I'm going to take the 7-footer because I can do everything with it. The medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
All right.
Medium.
Oh yeah, the second jig. This is the Burly Fishing 69 420 at AOL.com. Look at that baby. She purrs.
Freaking awesome, dude. I love it.
Does he not want it or what?
No.
He's like, hang on a second.
Yeah. Dude, Alex, I've seen Alex is legit.
Alex will be happy.
I make promises on his behalf, and I feel comfortable doing it.
All right, what reel are you using, Corey, on your setup?
I have a Fluger Supreme, like 20 or 30 class. Yeah, I got a couple of those. So
okay, Paul's what's yours?
Dude, mine. I'm going with the 7-foot medium light. That
Omen.
The 13 fishing Omen. It is. Yep. It's an extra fast, and I agree with Kelly. I feel like I could fish anything with it. I've actually caught giant largemouth in the river with that thing. No problem. Yeah. And the reel, it's weird. Like, I don't care so much, but I have put on that Okuma, the tactical green, and it's balanced really nice, and I'm digging the round handle. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a tough one. So I don't think I have the setup that I would do all the time because I'm still waiting on it from Akuma.
The tournament, the medium light?
Yeah, so I have a tournament concept coming that's a 7-foot medium, and pairing that up with the Helios spinning reel. I love that spinning reel.
Should you go medium over the medium light?
I I could get away with fishing the medium light for the rest of my life because then I get a taste of finesse. It's still it'll still horse them in, man. Like I caught my biggest smallmouth on the St. Lawrence on that setup on the Saros version, actually. So the lesser rod than the one I'm getting, like the next step or two below that, actually in a medium light. And it was a 4. What I got a 4.3? You got a 4.6. I was a 4.3. Yep. So it was like a 4.3 pound smallmouth. No problem. Insane current on that, and with the Helios, like favorite setup. So yeah, I could get a lot done with that. I like it. Yeah. Fun questions. All right. So we got a winner. We got 2 winners today. We got you written down. We got your addresses, right, Chaz? Both of them? Heck yeah.
We have it, I think.
Yeah. Alex, we got you on Discord, but you've emailed us before. So just shoot us your addies. So we got them deets and we can send you a whole bunch of jigs. We will be sending those out ASAP. The gift card I could send out after the show because I have a bunch. You guys, Rafi came through. He gave me like 13.
Almost enough.
It's almost enough. I'll run out soon and then I'll have to wait like 1,000 weeks to get more. But we always complain about Rafi. So I want to say thank you, Rafi. Thanks to Monster Bass for sponsoring the show every single week. Thanks to Super K Jigs for being fantastic guests again. Have we had you guys only twice? 3 times?
Yep. Twice.
No, we had Taps and Tackle and Kelly was in the background, right? Yes. So 2.2 times you were on the show and you have been fantastic guests every time. So thank you for being here.
Find him at Taps and Tackle. I stopped him the other day. He's like, "What are you doing? Tracking me?" I'm like, "I just knew where you are. I was stopping there."
That's awesome. So yeah, real quick, guys. Like, I wanted to hit any events, anything coming up, any other drops that people need to know about, other than the Klacken 1.5. That is fantastic. You guys are going to like a lot. But yeah, where should people be looking for you and what's coming up?
So I got a couple of things. We're doing a Super K Fun Day next week, which is going to be a blast. Our pro staff guys, we're going over to our favorite little lake. So that'll be fun. Obviously,
except us, because we're lame. Wow, sorry,
you were invited.
we were invited. We couldn't make it work, and I'm sorry.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
we'll make it work for you guys one of these days.
One of these days, we're gonna fish together.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure. The Klackens are back out. There's 11 patterns right now. I've got another one I'm going to tie up tomorrow. I'm really thinking it's going to be pretty hot this year. Our flipping jigs, that Spirlock jig is almost outselling the swim jigs at this point. People are loving that thing.
Nice.
Yep. I said it from day one. I got that one, and I literally was like,
"We did it.
This is my new favorite one." I think I told Jeff, I was like, "This may be the best." The Lion's Mane is way up there for me, but this thing it rocketed straight up that list. I was instantly like, "You can do anything with this jig." I love that.
Been winning a lot of tournaments this year. A lot of tournaments. Jason Christie won with that same kind of jig. Caleb Kubal throwing that.
What's the black one I was looking at? The Raha or whatever it is. The black and blue with the black head one.
Oh, the Aruga.
Yeah, Aruga.
Dude. Oh my god, that thing is sick.
That's Kevin Rue's pattern. He's one of our elite guys, and it's the same color tab. It's 4 tabs, or actually his is only 3 tabs because he wanted that little lighter skirt for the fall rate that he was looking for. So most of ours are 4 tabs, so you can just pluck a couple of strands off if you want to adjust your fall rate if you're that technical on it.
Dude, no, that jig is freaking sick.
That Burly craw in the Burly bundle, that is a Spirlock. The 1/4 ounce one is on a 3/0 hook. The 3/8 ounce one is on a 4/0 hook. So I mean, both screw locks. Nice tight little package.
Dude, it's a rare combo. It's very rare you see that short shank hook with the lock, but on a swim, it's almost like a swim jig head. It is like it's a dangerous combo. It's really awesome. There's not a bad time to use it, and there's no fish that you can't catch. You could catch the fish of a lifetime on that without. Period. The end.
It's like when you gotta grab a jig. It's like the do-all jig.
It is. I know it says flipping, but it really does everything very well, with the exception of like what the Lion's Mane does, which is like that super finessey stuff. But like everything else, it does so good.
Yeah, and you can skip that thing a mile too. It's got a good head for that.
Yep.
I love that thing.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm done.
Love it.
I'm done.
You are done. Cut it out. All right. So
I got one more thing I want to throw in. So right now there's only 1 day left, but the first head-to-head bass series is going on this week on Lake Geneva. If you guys aren't familiar with any of this stuff, you need to go to H2H Fishing tomorrow at 8 o'clock and log in. Mitch Vandert, one of our pro staff guys, him and his buddy Steve are partnered on this. They are pretty much locked into third place.
Nice.
I mean, there's cameras on every boat. There's 8 boats out there. It's a 5-day long tournament. It's a grind every single day. You don't know, if you're going to win, if you're going to lose, if you're going to continue. I mean, it is a spectacular format, and it's really changing the way things are done. And you talk about a tough grind. So these guys got pan optics, and guys are catching one fish. Guys are catching, Steve and Mitch put over 20 pounds of fish in the boat today. 2 days in a row, actually. And, they're on Lake Geneva. They're fishing up absolutely crap weather. They've got 44 to 46 degree water temperatures and clear water. It's like 40.
I heard that's how St. Clair is too right now. It's just like too clear, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking 40 foot of visibility.
Yeah, they're catching them on like little swim baits and dragging tubes and stuff. But those tournaments are awesome. They're all broadcast live, and you get to see that same kind of thing. And I'm going to be fishing one of those this fall with another guy from the Real Shot.
Nice.
So it'll be pretty interesting.
We had head-to-head on the show way back.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's right, Matt. Right. Last year Matt was on with you guys, but so Matt's still doing commentary, and that's the thing. They're continually filling you in on knowledge. It's not, a lot of the stuff I see on TV, it's just pictures of guys fishing. Nobody's talking. There's no filler, but there's constantly talking. They'll actually shoot questions out to the camera guy to talk to the guys in the boat about what they're doing. So, it's spectacular. I would check it out. It's well worth it.
I love it. Definitely. All right, guys. Anything else to call out? Are you unmuted, Chaz, or are you talking to me so it sounds
talking to you directly?
Cool,
they just heard silence. And still listening to silence.
Chaz. Nobody can hear us. If you have something to say, unmute yourself, because I couldn't even pay attention because of the awkwardness. Come in hot, dude. Unmute yourself.
All right. So, the pin message. Until next Thursday at midnight,
Thank you.
Go to superkjigs.com and use code Burly10. You get 10% off your order. As well, it helps them to know that we sent you guys there.
Salesman Chaz.
Chaz, you're hired. I'll see myself out. The whole time we were talking, I was like, I bet it's silent right now, and I wasn't even paying attention to you.
And then on May 17th, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
You don't have to say the other times. They get it.
We have members only. So if you're a Chartreuse or above, come join us. We'll be live. If you're a Snorlax crew or above, well, just Snorlax crew, we can bring you live in for everything.
The Brady Bunch. It's a ton of fun.
All right. Awesome. So, Chaz, thank you so much for your messages for the folks. Corey, Kelly, thanks again for being on. As always, you guys are fantastic guests. We'll have you on anytime y'all want to be here. And one of these days we're going to fish. We're definitely going to do that. We're going to throw down with some jigs and have a good time. Thanks, chat, for being here and being fantastic as always. And congrats to our 2 winners that we had. And rip to Jeff Huff. Sorry, bud. Hopefully you come back another show and then you can win next time. We'll be back next week with another live. I don't think we have a guest right now, so we're just going to surprise you. Or it's just going to be 2 nerds. And you guys
might even
just
be Jeff. It depends on how
and
returning from Vegas
what if
goes.
it's just me? Oh, my gosh. You guys are in for a treat. We're going to talk trash about Paul. We're going to drill holes into his transducer. It's going to be a good time. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. And then on the 17th, again, if you're a member, stay tuned. And we're going to be dropping those shirts coming soon. So flip around and find out. We'll see you guys next week. Chaz, take us out of here.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall and I found a way to reconcile, cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where sun go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. I don't wanna live a lie. Live a lie. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. Oh no.
I got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? Cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. How do you do? Cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Oh, my darkest memories smile and we fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so cool.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me home.